Okay, I would like to ask a favor, if you could all stand up for a second. And now clap as loud as you can and scream and shout. Cool, perfect. Now I only have 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Great. No, why did you do that? This was for the organizers, for organizing such a great event, and also for all the speakers that spoke today that have or are fulfilling their dreams and doing something they're really passionate about. I would also thank, because this is going to be on YouTube, I would also like to thank my friend Nick Elliott, who's following his dreams today and getting married. So I'm supposed, yes, thank you, for you, Nick. So I was supposed to be in South Carolina right now, but he understood the importance, and it's really important to me to be here to talk to you. So thanks for this opportunity. So, people think that it's amazing the way I live my life, but they don't understand why I do it the way I do. Elder ones, because they think, what do I know about life? Life is hard and you have to look how to get around. And younger ones, because they grew up in an environment where it was important to be successful and not talk about their dreams. What both have in common is that they think that I'm lucky that I can do the things I do. I was born in Mallorca, in Spain. My dad is Spanish, my mom is German. She went on holidays and stayed there a little bit longer than expected. But as 50% of our society, I guess, nowadays, they got divorced soon. I was 4 years old. My dad never cared about us, so my mom had to work really hard to get us through this time. With 14 years, we then moved to a small town near Salzburg, and I hated it. Oh my God, I hated it so bad. I was 14, Spanish. I talked German, and I was able to read German, but I couldn't write German. So there I was, with 14, I had to learn a new language, and you went to school and all that stuff, and I hated it so bad. And I was a rebel, and which resulted in me being kicked out of school very soon. But I took it as an opportunity. I went to boarding school and finished my A-levels. And because I was half Spanish, half German, being German in Spain and Spanish in Germany, I decided to go somewhere where I was only a foreigner. It didn't matter which nationality I was. So, oh shit, I forgot some slides. Okay, so I went to Down Under, Australia. I wasn't Spanish, I wasn't German, I was European, I was a foreigner. It didn't matter who I was. And oh, what a great time I had. I was 18. I was there to figure out what life was all about, working in marketing and logistics, and I had a really good time. Saved some money, bought myself a beautiful car, and decided to explore Australia on my holidays, which resulted, so I left Brisbane up north, I was in Queensland, and one of my stops was Airlie Beach, which is known as the gateway to the Whitsunday Islands, which are known for the finest sand in the world. Beautiful place. So there I was, since I spent all my money on the car, as a guy, it's normal, I was on a very tight budget, which resulted booking the cheapest option for a cruise around the Whitsundays, which also resulted in me spending 3 nights on a deck because my cabin was infested with bedbugs. So all the money I actually saved, I spent afterwards in cleaning all my stuff. Well, anyways, 3 days of cruising, it was beautiful, and on our way back, our captain decides to stop at this last bay. So we jump on the dinghy, go out, go snorkeling, and exhausted as I was, I totally miscalculated the way between the reef and the boat. So I decided to swim back. And I swam and swam slowly, water was murky, and I noticed and saw a shadow all the time. But I thought, hey, school of fish, whatever, keep swimming. I made it back to the boat, turned around, and I see this. So the shadow was a 10-foot tiger shark was swimming around me. I didn't think that much. I was just 18, I didn't care. I went back to the mainland, jumped in the car, and then they told me, like, hey, you know what that was? Like a tiger shark, they kill more people than great white, it's so dangerous, like, such a close call. I was like, oh, fuck. That is true. Well, instead of going up north to the Great Barrier Reef, I went inland, far away from the ocean, went to see the Uluru, then went down Adelaide, where I was supposed to do some cage diving with great whites. Well, I didn't do that. Followed by Melbourne, and then to Sydney, where that was my last stop. And there, I wanted to, hang around, saw the city, and then shit happened. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. My drink got spiked, I got robbed, and hit by a car. There I was, all alone, in a city I didn't know. To make a long story short, it was a hit and run. I was left unconscious on the street. Somehow, after a few minutes, I recovered consciousness, limped down the street, stopped the cab, and drove to hospital, where I spent over a week in there. My wrist was so badly smashed and my left side so numb that I had to use a wheelchair for a while. Because of that, and because the actual day I got out of hospital, my relationship ended, I decided to return to Europe. You know, when you're in an accident like this, everything goes by so fast that you have no time to think. You just act. And this acting and not thinking took 2 years until I actually realized what happened on that night. What a close call that was, and how lucky I was that I was actually still alive. After the accident, I returned to Europe, intensive rehab, spontaneously decided to go studying in the Netherlands. And I was traveling a lot and had no time to think. And then, 2 to 2.5 years later, my last relationship ended, and that was the call where I realized, shit, what actually just happened? What am I doing with my life? Love gives you so much and takes so much from you that I realized that I'm still lucky to be alive. And so I sat down with pen and paper while all my friends were out partying, having a good time, and I actually thought for the very first time about my life and what I wanted to do. So I wrote down my ultimate bucket list of things I want to do, like kiss a girl I love in Paris, do the gondolas in Venice, see the Machu Picchu, I don't know, like all kinds of things. That night, with my ultimate bucket list, the promise and my blog were born. Like, my blog was born, and with the blog, the promise that I would go out there and do the things I really, really love and I'm really excited about. So instead of going to Finland to do an exchange, I came to this very university where I had a fantastic time and met incredible people, met incredible teachers who taught me a lot. And Bulgaria was then followed by Thailand, where I spent a year working in marketing. And I was just really, really lucky. And with that promise, I just realized that you are the creator of your own dreams. If they're big or small ones, it doesn't matter, but you can fulfill anything you want to do. So, the bucket list. Keep forgetting my presentation. Well, I realized I was following the status quo. I was doing the things I needed to do because people were expecting me to do them, and I didn't want to do them. I didn't like them. They restricted me in so many ways. So today, I'm a travel blogger. More adventurous than I was back then. After that shark and all that stuff, I was a little bit scared. I would do this again, because I just realized how lucky we are, and you feel alive when you're doing these things. So I traveled to more than 50 countries so far, lived in 7 countries, and the list is only getting bigger and bigger, because my passion is to travel, to meet people, explore countries, and show the people that the world is a better place, that the traditional media sometimes is telling you things that aren't right. So I think you should go out there and explore the things for yourself and not believe what other people are saying, except offthepath.com, because they know everything. But yeah, the 50 countries, 7 countries. And then I was in Thailand. I went to Tonsai Beach, where one of my favorite places in Thailand, where I met this fisherman. I was talking to him in my broken Thai. He was talking to me in his broken English, and in between there was a lot of hand gestures. But we communicated. That's the beauty of traveling in other cultures and other languages. You need to get around somehow. And I was telling him all the stories, what I was doing, and I just finished my marketing contract at the agency, and I didn't know where all this blogging was going. And he said one thing: if you're really passionate about something, success will come from alone. And this was stuck with me. Well, it stuck with me until today. I didn't know if this lifestyle was that sustainable. I wasn't making that much money with my blog compared to today. I was losing more money. And having studied international business, I know that's a bad thing. But what was more important was that the blogging was making me happy. And what's the value of happiness? You can't put a number on that. Which brings me to the other thing. We always complain about things, situations, and people without changing them. When it comes to happiness and the career of your life, you should put off fear for a second and decide for happiness. Because what will look more stupid? You doing a job that everybody knows you hate, or becoming a real passionate rock star and with the things you love. People always tell me that someday I will also travel the world. Someday I will write a book. Someday I will own a Ford Mustang. Someday I will do this and that. The only problem with that is someday isn't on the calendar. And you will never be as young as you are today to fulfill your dreams and do the things you really want. Because nobody, like if you have relatives that passed away and all that stuff, nobody of them on their deathbed will tell you, I wish I didn't fulfill my dreams. I hope I worked more in life. I wish I worked harder. Nobody of them will tell you that. They will tell you, I wish I did the things I was really passionate about. I wish I spent more time with my family and friends. I wish I fulfilled my dreams. That's important. You should do the things you're really passionate about because you only have this one life and you should use it. My vision is to make the world a better place, like many people have. So I remember this one scene in this girl in Siem Reap. We're traveling through a country and stopped there. And she was such a cutie. She was so cool, so much fun. I really liked her. And she was selling these bracelets. And I'm really bad at saying no to people. So I decided to buy 10 of them. I still have a few. They go away after a while, but I still have a few. And well, we've got a chat, and I asked like, how much money do you actually keep? She's like, well, 1/10 from everything I make, I can keep. I was like, well, that's not much. Well, instead of giving it $10, you get to keep $1. I decided to invest in a school tuition for a month, and bought a month of school tuition in an English school. This moment of happiness and gratitude was life-changing. So since then, I travel around the world and try to make it a better place. I help NGOs, local NGOs, I talk to people, and try to help them by promoting them on my blog and getting more business for them and other things. So yeah, that was a great thing. I don't need much. I travel around the world with one backpack, and my office is a laptop, a smartphone, and an external hard drive for backups. All I need is a decent internet connection, and I'm good to go. The beauty about this is that I can be somewhere in Thailand and write about Norway, or do whatever I want. The other thing about this is also, in times of social media, some people have taken it on themselves to criticize every single thing that has been created. These trolls are everywhere. But just have to listen to them and then ignore them again. Somebody said that before. That's such a good advice. And because following your dreams isn't always easy. It takes a lot of courage to do it. People think you're crazy, like something, mental illness or something. But no, I think everybody who's fulfilling his dreams and following their dreams has a lot of courage. And they are the ones who are here today and talking to you and sharing their ideas, which is a great thing. And if you fail with following your dreams, it's not a bad thing. Failure is part of the success. So I realized that life can end anytime. It doesn't have to be your fault. You can walk down the street and somebody isn't paying attention, hitting you by the car. Or a coconut falls down a tree and hits you on the head. Happens more often than you think. And I realized that because of this, I only have this one life and I have to make it last. And I have to make it rememberable, like people have to remember. And I challenge you tonight, before you go to bed, find out what your dreams are. And tomorrow morning, start a new life. Choose happiness, follow your dreams. Thank you. Thank you.